big brand and the budgets thereof is very different from being in the startup, bootstrapped, let's just give it all and hustle and grit kind of perspective and space. When it comes to startup mentality, we always like to think, how can you leverage your most important fans or champions from day one? And generally, a lot of those people just exist within our Facebook realm or within our Instagram followings and fandom. And those people could be friends and family. They could be your nearest and dearest. But leveraging your true fans is a really great way to start your startup ambitions. If you then leverage into a larger scale of influence, whether it be traditional influencers who are journalists who run certain columns or host radio shows or TV shows, like that's a really good way to pitch your story. If you're doing something remarkable and you make it into mainstream media, that's a great starting point for you to be able to tell the world about your startup and idea. For me, I don't think that startups should necessarily invest in social media agencies or invest in marketing. I think that a lot of this should be handled in-house by one of the co-founders, because no one's going to be more passionate about your startup than you as the co-founder. You've taken the risk, you've taken the leaps, you've jumped in and you've followed your gut around a specific idea or business plan, and you can continue to tell that story because nobody's going to be as emotive and as passionate about you as that story. And that will come through whether you're posting updates to Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever your platform of choice. Focus on delivering that message on a regular and consistent basis. Nowadays, the technology at our disposal is so vast. You can create a podcast with Anchor and you can publish from almost like the voice notes of your phones to an audience. You can post very easily to LinkedIn, to Facebook. And if you focus in on one of those networks and growing your story and telling people about it, soon the compound effect of your network from one to many will lead to new clients, new sign-ons, new opportunities to really make that revenue. And for me, I'm a fan of no business plans, but to bootstrap and just roll with ideas. Try and think about the easiest way to market without spending money on achieving those objectives and goals. Because once you do that, that's when you start generating revenue. As soon as you start generating revenue, that's the lifeblood of your business. So often we read these stories from Silicon Valley about people raising billions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars even. But with that money comes a whole new set of challenges. Try and understand what your startup is actually delivering on. What do you want to achieve? What is your vision? And maybe within the first 6 months, 12 months, even 18 months, maybe you haven't got there yet, but each day that you're in the trenches, you're figuring out something new about your customer, about yourself, and about your product or service that you're offering. It took us about 4 years to really start refining what Retroviral did as a digital agency. When so many other competitors existed, we wanted to define our own path and our own role in the marketing mix. And these things take time, and money doesn't always solve those problems. So for me, I'm a huge fan of bootstrapping and generating your own path to prosperity.